Right? That's one of my favorite things to understand about this system is that people buy people before they buy products. And this is going to help us really take ourselves to the next level. Okay. Pay attention on a few things. I'm going to start off with this opening thought. I want you to just hear me. Sales isn't about convincing people. How many of you guys have ever heard people say, yeah, salesmen manipulate people, right? They get people to do stuff that necessarily they don't want to do or try to change their mind. I'm about not to let you change my mind. How many of you guys have heard that before? Let me hear you say champion. Okay. That amateurs try to convince people or persuade people. Okay. Champions and pros are strictly about connecting with people. Would you guys agree? Well, we say amateurs try to convince, you try to spit out a lot of words and hopefully it say something that makes somebody change their mind. But pros really connect with the people. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So before somebody trusts our product, they must trust us. They must trust you. If they don't trust you, why would they trust your product? Okay. People buy people before they buy products because, listen to me, energy, authenticity, emotion always speak louder than features, prices, and pitches. Right? When you're more authentic, when you're more real, when you're more passionate about the product that you're explaining or how it can solve the problems that they're dealing with, people are more susceptible to feel what you're saying than just hear what you're saying. Do people move off what they hear or what they feel? What makes people move?
What they feel.
What they feel, right? It's called emotion, energy, emotion, okay? So key point here is energy is contagious, as you guys know that. When you walk into a room, you're either a light switch or a blackout. Simple. Your energy sets the tone for the conversation before the words are even exchanged. So once people see you, before they even come up to your table, before they come up to your event space, they're watching how you move. Are you dull? Is you monotone? Do you lack any excitement? Like, hey, yeah, I'm offering some connectivity bundles. Like, you got to be energetic about this, right? We need to be able to feel that you think that this product or service can really solve my issues. If they don't feel that, if they don't see that light switch, they're probably not going to move forward. They're probably not even going to stop and talk. Or they may just take a card, right? You got a card? How many of us got hit with that? You got a card? You going to be here tomorrow? Okay. Right, you got to approach a customer with slouched shoulders and low tone. Your product could be gold, but your energy communicates doubt. Okay, now if you upright, if you smiling, if your presence shows confidence, it shows certainty, then obviously that energy can be transferred into maybe this product is something that I should be worth looking at. Okay, that same product sounds now trustworthy because you're more confident about offering it. Right? And here's the piece that you guys said we need, the emotional piece. Humans are going to mirror your energy subconsciously. Right? So if I'm saying, would you agree with me, Mike? What would Mike do? Just going off the emotional piece. If I said something that really made you feel, and I was like, would you agree, Mike? And I shook my head like this, 7 times out of 10, what would Mike do? He would shake his head. He would agree. Right? If you radiate excitement and belief, like if you truly believe. I was just talking to Sabrina about this, about getting someone to believe an idea is one of the challenging things to do. To get somebody to believe in your idea, that's very challenging. But one of the greatest opportunities to help you transfer your idea over to others is your excitement and belief about the idea. They feel it. If they can feel it from you, just by you explaining it, just by you giving the examples, then they're going to feel good in your presence, okay? And they will buy just to keep that feeling going. That's what they're going to buy. They want to buy the feeling. You made me feel that this is going to help me. You made me feel that this is going to solve my problem. You made me feel like this opportunity is going to change my life, right? Mike, it go back to what you stated earlier. Like, man, y'all was excited and interested in coming on to the opportunity. What happened to the impulse curve of starting the job opportunity? That's what Mike was asking earlier. And I'm going to tell you what happened with the impulse curve. The emotional impulse curve that came with the closing impulse curve died down. So all that excitement you gave them about the opportunity, Mike, when you talked about the finances, when you talked about the freedom, when you talked about the opportunity to grow, that had excitement in it. Would you agree? And once you was talking about it, you was all turned up. You know, you talk fast being from New York. So when you turned up about it, they was feeling you, wasn't they?
That's a fact.
That's
That's
a juice.
a fact.
But over a couple of days, look, it's just like being in a relationship. If you don't constantly work on what created that exciting emotion or created that relationship, the impulse curve to move forward is going to die down day by day. So if they was at a high impulse curve to join I Am Champions on Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday went by, they haven't heard from you, they haven't joined in to get a part of the energy to be engulfed into our environment, into our culture, then that impulse curve is going to die. All right, another key point, right? Connection before conversion. You don't walk into someone's house and start rearranging their furniture, right? Somebody look at you like you stupid. Like, bro, what you doing with that? Right? Right? Same thing in sales. Build relationships before pitching your solution. Try to win and connect with the person before offering them the product. Man, what's the highlight of your year today? Right? What's the goal you're trying to close out on in the year 2025? We got less than 90 days left in 2025. Right? What is something that you're trying to close out? Man, what you cooking for dinner today? What's your favorite thing about being a parent? What's one thing that can make you smile for all day today? See, I'm asking questions that's gonna get me relational transactions before I get into the transactional things, right? That deals with finances, that deal with products, right? A customer at your door mentions they just got off work and they're tired. Instead of launching into your scrimp, acknowledge that. Wouldn't that be smart to agree? But if I just told you I'm tired, I'm exhausted, you're gonna go right into your pitch. Well, I'm only here for a few seconds. Let me tell you about the connectivity bundle that I got. What is that telling your customer?
I'm tired and exhausted too.
You feel me? You gotta agree. I totally get that. Long day? Let me make this quick and worth your time. What kind of work do you do? Right? We wanna make sure that we get to the part of agreeing. We have to acknowledge the objection, not necessarily answer it, not necessarily solve the objection, but we do have to acknowledge it. If we don't acknowledge it, then we don't acknowledge the customer and how they feel. And if we don't acknowledge how they feel, then they don't feel that we care. And if they don't feel that we care, we lose that emotional piece, because people remember how you made them feel, not what you said. Emotional safety is the key piece, okay? That's opening the door to buying decisions. If they don't feel emotionally safe with you, meaning that they stress their concerns. Some people talked about the product that they currently have. Maybe they were talking about their Verizon wireless internet, and they was getting into how they're sick and tired of ABC. And instead of you acknowledging ABC, you jumped right into just trying to get them another internet package. You're just like Verizon Wireless. They just explained to you that they signed them up with something that not only put them in a bad situation financially, but it didn't even give me what I needed when it came to my services. So now they have a high bill and they're not getting the value for the internet they needed. And then here you go, you get an opportunity to make them feel different. You get an opportunity to show indifference in who you are as an agent, to hear their problem, to let them know that you feel them, because you too are what? A customer. That's the best thing we got in our back pocket. As being consumers ourselves, you know what it feel like to be in a bad deal, right or wrong.
Right.
You know what it feel like when you get in the short end of the stick. So if you know what it feel like, use that as leverage, okay? And the leverage is, I need to put myself in their shoes when they're talking. I need to make them feel like they're the only person in the world when they're talking about their problems. And I need to listen for hot spots. The hot spots is when you see they face a certain way, when you see they tone raise a certain way about what they're talking about. Those are the things you write down. Like, okay, I'm gonna use that when I go to close at the end. When they give me an ending objection, right? Remember how when you spoke about ABC happening? Well, this actually solves that problem. right? This is the best part about this connectivity bundle, is that you won't see a promotional increase after 12 months, Mr. Customer. This price is going to stay the same, guaranteed, 5 years, as long as you keep this plan. You won't have to worry about a price increasing after 12 months. See, that's going to assure them, and it's going to show them that what? You were listening. Our job is to listen, learn, and what? Apply. Okay? And that applies across all the board of sales. All right? The mirror effect. Imagine your customer as a mirror. Whatever you project, confidence, hesitation, excitement, fear, gets reflected right back to you. This is why I say I love this industry, because it's personal development. If you keep getting rejected, or you keep getting customers that's uncertain about moving forward, that means they feel uncertainty from you. You need to go review yourself. I gave you guys 3 tactics to be able to do that. You can record yourself visual in the field, in your sales process. You can voice record yourself, listening to how you sound, right? And you can also role play at home. These are 3 ways that you can go review yourself to see, dang, how do I sound? How do I look when I'm offering my products and services? Because for some reason, I keep losing in this part of the sale. What am I doing or not doing? What am I showing? Okay, so practical example here, right? If you hesitate when you state in your price, like if you're afraid to say, hey, look, we got a $70 package for a 1 gigabyte deal. If you hesitate to say that price, the customer will hesitate to pay it. You got to make that $70 seem like it's small. Look, you get 1 gigabyte, you got unlimited data. Not only that, you also got access to all the Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspots across the nation of the United States for only $70. It will cost you $0 out of pocket today. $70 would be your price every month moving forward. Right? If you sound believable, if you deliver that with confidence and with belief, it becomes a no-brainer for the customer. Because number 1, it checks off what they need. Number 2, it gives them value. And number 3, the price is very affordable based on some of the comparisons and what they gave. They told us that they was paying $160 a month. $70 is not a big deal. So, but if you hesitant to sound, or if you sound hesitant, if you sound unsure about that price when you say it, then the customer is going to be the same exact way. Confidence creates comfort. People buy confidence wrapped in compassion. So that comes with being confident. That comes with being bold. That comes with taking control, but also understanding that I got to listen. I got to listen. If you pay attention to how lions hunt, they are the most vicious people. But when they're hunting, they're quiet. They're silent. They're paying attention how the prey is moving. I'm not telling you to prey on your customers, but I'm telling you to be just as in tune with them when they're talking. You need to see their body expressions. Their facial expressions. You need to see their body language. You need to be seeing what makes them tick about their product that they currently have and why they're at your table to attempt to change it. If you feel what I feel like, let me hear you say champion. Number 4, right? The emotional currency. Think of emotion as a form of currency. This is key right here. What is a current? What is a current? First, what is a current? Somebody give me, what is a current to you? Flow. A flow. Bingo. That's what a current is. A current is a flow. So think of emotion as a form of currency. People spend their currency based on how something makes them feel, not what it costs. Do people buy a Lamborghini because they need a Lamborghini, or do they buy a Lamborghini because how they feel when they get inside?
How they feel?
That's that simple, right? Why do you go get your haircut? Do you feel different when you got your haircut? When
I get my haircut.
you feel me? It's a whole different feel. You like, man, I'm finna kill a game. Boy, it's crazy out here, right? So if you know, once again, you got to be able to be a mirror. If you know how you feel when certain things happen, or when your confidence is in or your confidence is not in, you got to know the customer thinks the same way, because we're both what?
Consumers.
We're both consumers. That's one. But what else? What else do we have in common as people? We're human. We're human. We study human behavior. and how it impacts the way that we make decisions. Here's a practical example, right? Apple doesn't just sell phones. Somebody tell me what else Apple sells.
Apple Watch.
Okay.
Computer.
Computers. What else?
Computers.
What else?
Software.
Software. Okay. See, y'all not listening to this segment. This segment is not about products.
They sell people. They sell themselves.
Okay.
They sell feelings.
Bingo.
They sell emotions.
They sell what?
Feelings and emotions.
Feelings and emotion. Okay. People that have Apple, do they got a different edge about themselves? Like they shouldn't. They shouldn't, but do they feel like Android people is just not on their level?
Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely.
Come on me like that, and then I unfold my phone like.
See, that's what Apple sells, though, you guys. They sell identity, right? They sell identity. People feel different when they got AirPods on, when they got an Apple Watch on with the iPhone 17. They feel different. They feel like they have the identity of Apple. They sell creativity, right? All the upgrades, all the software, all the stuff y'all just mentioned. But the creativity is what they sell. The status. It's just like when somebody buy a Benz, they just feel like they're a complete total stratosphere of somebody else. Like, I'm in a Benz, I'm just a whole nother person. Like, you can't even talk to me no more if you ain't got no Benz, right? This is what they sell, status, but they're not, the car is not the product. The people buy the product because how it makes them feel and the status they get when they're in it. Same thing with Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A don't sell chicken. They sell kindness, right? They sell kindness. You're not selling internet. You're not selling insurance or solar. You're selling peace of mind, reliability, and independence with these products. If you keep focused on selling phones and internet, you're gonna lose. You're gonna keep hitting a sales roller coaster. Man, you gotta sell what the product is gonna make them feel like. You will have a peace of mind knowing that your internet is gonna stay the same price. There is no promotional plan. There are no hidden fees. It's $29.95 a month. What's the catch? The catch is that you got a smile and an ID. Your zip code puts you in an automatic qualifying state for this program. If I'm selling solar, I'm selling the fact that you can have a peace of mind knowing that your electric bill would not go no higher than $150 for the next however many years you want to think about it. The average solar is about 25 years. Imagine 10 years down the line when the electricity bill for your neighbors are now 25, 30% higher than the last 15 years. And that average 250 bill they were paying is now $400 something plus. And that's average. That's not even a summertime bill that's gonna get them a heart attack. You will have a peace of mind, Mrs. Customer or Mr. Customer, knowing that 10, 15 years down the line, you will still be paying $150 for your electric bill just by choosing to produce all your power on site. Do you guys hear me talking about solar? Do you guys hear me talking about internet? Or do you hear me talking about what's gonna make them emotionally stable?
Emotionally stable.
I see it though. I see it when you sell.
That's
right.
That's it, man. That's it. When your customer connects emotionally, juice. When your customer connects emotionally with your product through you, price becomes secondary. Because now you're selling the value and not the price. The price doesn't matter if they value what it is and how it makes them feel. Last point I want to cover, you guys. The trust transfer. You got to be able to transfer your trust. When someone shakes your hand, they're asking, can I trust you? Every second of conversation is a transfer of trust, right? So when I shake their hand and I say, hey, look, here's my phone number, just in case for any reason or anything doesn't go how you plan, so that you can be able to reach back out to me. Or does that sound fair, right? If I can show you how you can get more value for less money, would it be worth the look? And I put my hand right in their chest, right? And I press their hand and I show them a smile. That's a form of offering a trust offer. Do you trust me to move forward with the sales process? When you speak clearly, people listen intentionally. Once you maintain eye contact, you transfer certainty. But if you looking all around, if you not as confident, if you if you stuttering, then they're not gonna be listening because it's just not, it's not real. I don't feel it. They don't feel that. They may not understand every feature, but if they trust you, that's enough to buy your product. Trust is built on consistency of tone, presence, and honesty. If your words and energy align, they'll buy without resistance. But it all has to line up from the beginning, when you broke the ice with them, when you used power of observation, when you got them smiling, you got them all buttered up, when you got them open to listen to you. You must stay that exact same all the way from then to closing. If there's any inconsistency in between when you first start to when you close, you're not gonna close the sale, okay? You're gonna have a lot more resistance. I'm not gonna say you're not gonna close the sale, but you're gonna have a lot more resistance than you need to. When you ask for the final buy, like when you really ask to pull an ID and put the application through, that should be the easiest thing to do. That's the simple thing to do. The hard part is getting that transfer of trust over to your customer so they allow you to help them solve their problem. If you feel what I feel like, let me hear you say champion. Okay? Before every pitch today in the field, I want you to think about this. Write this down. 4 things I want you guys to write down. We dropping some hot flames today for the sales and leadership call, man. Y'all showing up for yourselves, so I'm gonna show out for you. Right? I'm gonna show out for you. Before every pitch today, I want you to take 10 seconds, breathe, and set your energy. Real quick, I want you to breathe, set your energy. Be intentional about your energy. Number 2, I want you to lead with curiosity, not sales script. What's one way that we can lead with curiosity? Real quick, let me see you guys be champions. How can I lead with curiosity and not a sales script?
How was your day?
Bingo, that's one.
Good about the year.
There you go. How was your day? Tell me something good about the year. What else? When the last time you got something that you've already been paying for less? When the last time has your internet bill gave you a free month service? When has the last time you was able to use your phone every month without paying a bill? You hear how I'm creating curiosity and not a sales script? And I'm using things that's gonna create a sense of urgency. Number 3, mirror their tone and body language, but lead with confidence. Here's an example of that. So if I see a person, a lady or a guy, and they kind of moping around, like I may walk up to them like with a little mope, like, oh, what's going on? How your day going? Why you looking like that? Right? So I'm getting in their lane. I'm getting in their vibe. I'm mirroring their tone and body language, but I'm going to be confident as I continue to talk to them. Dang, so you ain't got nothing to be excited about today? Right? You ain't got nothing happy or excited to be thinking about today? But I'm leading with my confidence. That's number 3. Number 4, find one human thing to connect on before mentioning your product. This is really going to help us right here. This is number 4. Find one human thing to connect on before mentioning the product. I think if you just do number 4, you will get a lot more success today. But I want you to use those 4 steps. Number 1, take 10 seconds, breathe, and set your energy. Number 2, lead with curiosity and not sales script. Number 3, mirror their tone and body language, but lead with confidence. And number 4, find one human thing to connect on before mentioning the product. See, now you got to slow down. Now you can't be in a rush to go sell because you need to connect before you try to collect. Okay? If you try to collect before you connect, you're going to get a disconnect. All right? You're going to get a neglect. Right? Right? When people like connect, you got to.
Connect to a system.
Juice, you said that got to be a new system. Connect before you collect.
The full of what you just listed, the 4 things you do before you start selling.
Yeah.
And call it the connect before you collect.
Juice.
That's the
Man, you see the pen and pad, I'm not playing.
Hey, that's body. That's body right here already today. That's body. This week gonna close with you guys. When people like you, they listen to you. But when they trust you, they buy from you. That's by Zig Ziglar, okay? When people like you, they listen to you. But when they trust you, they'll buy from you. Zig Ziglar said that. If you don't know who Zig Ziglar is, do some research. Go check some of his catalog when it comes to sales. Go see how many people were inspired by Zig Ziglar when it comes to sales. If they like you, they'll listen to you. So first I got to get them to like me. That's the connect piece. That's when they be like, man, you good at what you do. Like you like sales because you can get them to feel that. So now they're going to listen to you. But when you get them to trust you, when you can make them feel that you really concerned and really care about solving their problems and helping them, they're going to give you their money real easy. Real easy. All right. So I just want to go over that, you guys, right? People buy people before they buy products. I hope you guys were able to get some value from this. I want you to take something from this presentation today, and I want you to use it intentionally today in the field. Remember 3 things: listen, learn, and apply. Don't take the information and put it in a notebook and be so excited about writing it down than being more excited about going to put it to use. I'm going to say that again. Don't lose your impulse and excitement curve about the information you just wrote down today in your notebook. And don't be super excited to go put it to use, because putting it to use is going to really give you the emotional thing that you need to be confident in doing it over again. When you find that one human thing to connect with before mentioning your product, once you see how it gives you a different result in your customer interaction, that's going to help you create your impulse curve, Mike, to go do it again. Dang, let me go connect with somebody else real quick, because that was real simple. I ain't even have to do much. Now you're going to fall in love with connecting. Now you're going to be more excited and confident about connecting with people than you are about your product. And that's going to take care of our sales. With that being stated, man, we're going to open it up, going to some announcements.